Che gli hai fatto?
Easy there, pal.
Single-player story-based DLC that gives me an excuse to return to an impeccable single-player story-based adventure that I adored the first time around? Unlike an out-of-his-depth Marcus Brody, Machine Games really knows how to speak my language.
Does anyone here speak English? Or even ancient Greek? Water, no, thank you, sir. Fish make love in it.
The Order of Giants is a roughly 4-hour side quest for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle that's heavy on puzzles and features a string of tremendously atmospheric caves, catacombs and canals to explore through the belly of Rome. After not having visited the Great Circle for many months, I was quickly hooked all over again. Even if it's just for an afternoon, the Order of Giants is an effective refresher on most of the things I love about Machine Games' take on the finest fascist hater ever to find himself under a fedora. However, I have to concede that its presentation as a belated quest from early in the Great Circle story does make it feel noticeably less special and crucial to play than a more overtly separate adventure could have been, and the final fight falls a little flat.
What do you mean, what did I do?
Slipping the Order of Giants directly into what's basically the first act of the Great Circle's story obviously spoke to the Machine Games team in an irresistible way, and to a degree, I can see the elegance of blending it into the existing game in this fashion. Accessing the mission actually happens from within the Vatican level itself. It isn't an individual mode or level you can directly hop into via the main menu.
There is a key to the casino in my office. My bird will open a window for you.
It's an interesting approach since it makes the Order of Giants feel like a segment that was left on the cutting room floor. If you're playing for the first time, it'll just be there from the outset. And for returning players, it's a little like watching a familiar film with a lengthy deleted scene reinserted. It's a neat and tidy solution, but it does have the unfortunate side effect of making the DLC feel a little inessential overall. That is, it wasn't here initially, and it doesn't change anything now that it is, whether you play it or not.
This must be it.
While the Order of Giants kicks off within the existing Vatican level, the mission quickly distinguishes itself by placing Indy into a previously unseen interior and subsequently whisking him out of the Vatican entirely and into Rome. Troy Baker's performance as Indy remains hard to fault, and the music is again outstandingly faithful to the films.
Rats.
There are some really stunning underground locations throughout the Order of Giants, and I regularly found myself poring over the details of its crusty catacombs.
You're an interesting fella.
The action, meanwhile, is typical of the Great Circle itself. A mix of light first-person platforming, some puzzle solving, and some scattered stealth and brawling against Italian soldiers and a group of mysterious and violent red-robed cult members. This isn't the sort of DLC that adds a radically new layer of combat, so don't expect them to display any new tricks. The puzzles, though, are absolutely the highlight. I liked two of them in particular more than any in the Great Circle itself. One is a well-crafted water puzzle, and the other is essentially a giant marble maze you need to solve without losing your flaming ball and starting over.
Not the right path.
There is one particular text-based brain teaser where the link to the physical puzzle pieces seemed a little obtuse initially, but shortly afterwards made me feel like a mild idiot for not figuring it out sooner. Sometimes that's the best kind of puzzle.
I bet this leads to the Pope's secret chamber.
There aren't any dramatic action sequences in the Order of Giants akin to the fighter plane skyjack in the Great Circle, or tobogganing down the Himalayas on a huge Nazi battleship. It's a slower-paced affair overall, but I don't mind this since it seemed to have resulted in a pumped-up amount of puzzles to mull over. It does crescendo to a slightly unexpected mini-boss fight in a very neat location, but it's not a particularly inventive battle. It's just run, ranged attack, run, etc. It probably went on a little long considering how repetitive it ended up being, wrapping up just as I'd started wondering whether what I was doing was even the right thing. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle: The Order of Giants can be whipped through in a single afternoon, but during that short run it takes you through a beautiful array of new locations to explore and presents several puzzles that are even better than those in the Great Circle itself.
I think I got it.
It probably would have been better value as a more replayable, separate mode rather than stitched into the main story, but in an environment where some of my favourite single-player games are being bastardised into games as a service hellscapes, I can't say I'm against anything that extends my time with a lavishly crafted solo adventure like 2024's Indiana Jones, even if it's only by another 4 or 5 hours. Check out our review of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle for our verdict on the original adventure, and if you like indie games, be sure to whip through our deep dive into the 40-year history of Indiana Jones games. For everything else, stay on IGN.